Hi everyone, this is Jeff from the Icebox Radio Theater, welcoming you to Season 2, Episode 13, The Rewind Contingency, the finale of Season 2 at Radio Icebox. And as is our tradition before we start the show, I'd like to take a minute and thank some of the folks that make these shows possible. Our patron of the episode, that's a member of Patreon in support of the IBRT, is Mike Walpole. Mike, thank you so much for joining Patreon and helping us out here at Icebox Radio. Our members of the episode, these are voting members. You can find out more about that at iceboxradio.org. Our very own Jim Yunt, chairman of the board and a member as well. Jim, thank you so much for all you do for the IBRT. And Jim's father, David, is also a member of Icebox Radio. David, thank you for your support. And my good friend, Randy Clem, is a member of the Icebox Radio Theater. Randy, thank you so much for your support of Northland Radio. And our super members this episode, these are the folks that are both members of Patreon, as well as being voting members of the Icebox Radio Theater. And they are Robert Arnold of Chatterbox Audio in Memphis, Tennessee. Bob, thank you so much for all you do for new audio theater. And Lyle Paulette, my good friend from Quebec. Lyle, thank you so much for supporting the Icebox Radio Theater and new audio drama. Okay, it's time, folks. Here is Episode 13 of the second season of Radio Icebox, The Rewind Contingency. Previously on Radio Icebox.
Look, I agreed to wear the earpiece, but you said you would leave me alone.
You wear the earpiece so we can stay in constant communication. The work must continue. You must not be distracted.
Do you think he wants to fire me?
No.
Well, why do you think that?
First, he knows he couldn't get by without you, and second, I think it's more likely that he's trying to protect you.
Protect me? From what?
Maybe he's protecting you from himself.
What do you want me to do?
We are knocking, JJ.
What?
We are knocking at the door. It is time to let us in.
I've been asked to bring you to a meeting. It's got something to do with JJ and Major Rideau. Major's built another interdimensional travel device.
JJ!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No!
What did you do?
There are rifts opening everywhere. They're coming through.
Are those are ships? Hundreds of them.
JJ?
I'm sorry.
We are the Sirens. We are the keepers of the Holy Way. Sound is truth. Image is illusion.
And now Radio Icebox Season 2, Episode 13, The Rewind Contingency.
Oh, almost. Can't get. Gotta keep moving. Oh! 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 No! No! No!
You are Raymond James, resident.
You go to hell!
Resident of the Icebox community. You are under orders to remain in your
You'll never get me, you understand? You'll never take my eyes!
The procedure is simple and painless.
Not the point. I just had cataracts done and I paid out of pocket because I don't got insurance.
Sound is truth. Image is illusion.
You're an illusion, you slimy, bug-eyed scum-suckers.
Subject is unstable. Recommend termination.
You don't got the guts.
Tense up like that anytime one of them flies by.
Oh, I can't help myself.
They're not coming for us. JJ said that
if you're trying to make me feel better, I would not mention that stupid, self-centered
Abby,
traitor's name.
I know. But we're still all right. We can still see.
For how much longer?
JJ said that
I don't want to hear his name anymore, all right?
I'm just saying, we've got it pretty good. Relatively.
Yeah, maintaining the holy wave. What a treat.
Well, what do you want to do instead?
Nothing. I don't want to do anything, Cody, because there's nothing left to do, and it's pointless to pretend otherwise. When did they come through the rift?
A week ago?
A week. And as near as I can tell, the entire planet has already fallen.
We don't know that for sure.
You know my favorite part? They don't even bother to control communications. That's usually what an invading army does, right?
I don't know.
They wanted us to talk. They wanted Paris to talk to New York and New York to talk to Tokyo because they were so sure that they were going to win that communications didn't matter. Like kids burning ants with a magnifying glass. How do you think they did it?
Did what?
You know, the beam.
I don't know. Grandpa has some theories.
Pretty good weapon, really. Fly over a city and zap everyone with radiation that fries their optic nerves. Millions of people blinded in seconds. You don't kill them, you don't destroy any buildings, you just render an entire city helpless. Do you think we're the last ones?
What do you mean?
Do you think we're the last ones that can see?
Grandpa, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Careful.
Relax. I found this old cane. I'm getting pretty good at using it. Let's see. That's the old metal chair. Next to the table with the cracked top. I know right where I am. There. Cane works pretty good. I thought at first I should paint it white, but then I realized there wasn't much point. You already know I'm blind.
Yeah.
So, you two can still...
Yes, we're still fine.
And Barb, too. She's down in the studio right now.
Oh, good. I'm glad. It sounds like JJ kept his promise.
For now.
Well, he was in a tough spot, and he told us that anyone who made it to the station would be spared. It's my own damn fault for staying in the lab like I did. Have you heard from Sam?
No. When it happened, he ran towards the spaceships.
Oh, a brave man.
Or stupid. I hope he didn't try to fight back.
I didn't hear any, shots.
That's nice. You know now that it's happened, I don't think this will be so bad. I knew a blind engineer once. His whole lab was laid out so he could find everything. Just gotta get organized, gotta get a system. Maybe get the signal whipped up into shape. I bet those aliens have some pretty fancy radio technology. Maybe we can finally broadcast to the whole county.
Why stop there?
Yeah, that's right. FCC's out of business, I'd expect. We should juice up the signal.
I was kidding, Major.
The whole country, maybe the whole world. Or, yeah, maybe not.
Excuse me, Cody.
Yes?
I know you've shown me several times, but we're coming to the top of the hour, and the computer is...
Right. I'll be right there.
My, we are a glum group, aren't we?
Is there some reason to be happy?
Sorry, Barb. I'm just feeling blue, I guess.
Sorry has nothing to do with it.
What?
You're entitled to feel bad when your entire planet has been taken over and everyone blinded and people are betraying each other.
He hasn't been on, you know.
What?
JJ. He hasn't been on again. The aliens are still cutting into our signal every half hour, but JJ has not been their spokesman since yesterday.
Good. Announcements from our fearless leader were getting on my nerves.
Well, I sincerely doubt he's the leader, Abby.
Me neither. You generally don't put a traitor in charge.
My point is, the last few announcements from JJ have seemed... depressed. He sounded bad.
Well, that brightens my day.
And now he's not on the air at all.
Hooray.
Abby, do you not understand what I'm attempting to say? JJ may be dead.
I don't care. And I don't really understand why you would care. We're all going to die sooner or later, probably sooner. Someone had to be first, and I'm glad it was him.
Still in all, it will make what comes next more difficult.
What? Our conversion to the New World Order?
No, the resistance. It would have been good to have someone on the inside.
Sorry, what did you say?
The resistance, Cody. We are going to organize a resistance, aren't we?
Well, to be honest, I really hadn't thought about that.
Oh, that's funny. I haven't thought about anything else.
Major, I appreciate the spirit. I really do. But do you think there's any...
chance of success?
Well, yeah.
Well, of course.
What do you have in mind?
Do you have some weapon or something?
No, we could never fight them. If that Ringmaster character is right, he teleported into one of their bodies, remember?
Yes.
If he's right, they've evolved to live without sight. It would take generations of evolution before we could meet them in a fair fight. All we have is this.
An electric toothbrush.
Well, a modified electric toothbrush. It emits a supersonic tone that should slow down anything with sensitive ears. Listen.
I don't hear anything.
Exactly.
Can we fight them with these?
Not really. It would be like trying to stop a Navy SEAL with fingernails on a blackboard. It might be distracting enough for a quick getaway, though.
Do you have a larger plan than that? And please say you do.
Well, I've been thinking. As far as I know, none of the aliens have physically landed here in town, right?
No, there's been some flyovers, but I don't think they've landed.
Which means my workshop should be intact, including the interdimensional transport.
So,
I think I know a way to travel to another dimension and then back to this one, only to a different point in time.
Wait, are you talking about...
Yes, time travel.
Is that even possible?
Theoretically, I think so. There's a lot of work to do yet. I only have the math in my head so far. And then there's the engineering.
What do you need?
I need to make a portable version of the interdimensional transport device. You see, you'll need to carry it through the rift with you.
So you can dial up the right coordinates when you're on the other side. That's brilliant.
Well, how does that allow you to travel through time?
Well, that's where it gets tricky.
It wasn't tricky already?
When I was sending probes through rifts searching for Mr. Rogers, I investigated many different dimensions. Couldn't spend much time on them, of course, but I recorded the readings. Got a chance to look at some of that data before my accident, and I think I found a dimension where time actually moves backwards.
How is that possible?
Oh, according to the infinite number of universe theory, anything is possible.
But how does that make you travel through time?
If you're in the other dimension, then time's moving backwards, like you're standing on a moving walkway taking you back the way you've come.
So what you're talking about is traveling to this other dimension, letting time rewind to a point before the invasion happened, then traveling back.
Exactly. But we can't just open a rift like normal, because the return trip would always take you back to the point in the timeline you left. If you want to return to the past in this dimension, you have to enter coordinates from the other side.
That's why you need the portable machine.
That's right, yes.
Okay, what do we need to do first?
Re-engineer a device the size of a refrigerator so it can be carried by hand, find the correct dimension, and figure out if it can sustain life.
And come up with a plan for stopping the invasion, assuming all that works.
Yes. Oh, and we'll need to find one of those ducks.
Wasn't there one in the cage in your lab?
There was. I hope the little Dickens isn't getting hungry.
Oh, didn't you feed it?
Well, I did, but I could never quite determine if they ate because they were hungry or because it was part of their camouflage.
So, the first job is obvious. Gentlemen, we have to get to that lab across town without being seen.
Actually, without being heard.
I guess we just have to trust JJ.
What? Why?
Whatever he's doing, success or failure of our plan depends on him keeping those sirens far, far away from us.
don't see anything.
Nothing back here either.
I don't like it. Where are all the people from town?
Probably fumbling around inside their homes trying to live blind.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, Major.
Sorry for what?
Forgetting the blind majority?
I think if we move slowly, we can head right down to 2nd Street all the way to Beach. I know a path through the woods to Grandpa's place from there.
Oh, sure. I forgot about that path.
But we need to be quiet. They can't see us, but their hearing is incredible. Walk as quietly as possible.
I'll try.
Okay. Are you ready, Major?
Just keep hold of my arm and I'll be fine.
Shh. Quiet. Be quieter.
I'm trying, but I don't want to be out in the open like this.
You can either go slow or you can be loud. There's no third option.
I would think it best if both of you stopped arguing and simply kept silent.
I'm sorry. I'm nervous.
Well, we're all nervous, dear, but we have to be quiet.
Actually, I wouldn't bother.
Ah!
I could hear you from 2 blocks away, even when you were not yammering on. And if my hearing is any indication, the Sirens would have heard you the second you stepped on the street.
Ringmaster, is that you?
Yes, and I am not alone.
That was a lot of noise, guys.
Sam!
Keep your voices down.
Can you see?
Yes, I managed to avoid the Sirens with the Ringmaster's help.
Are you hiding too?
I might look like one of them, but I assume they would execute me as a spy if they found out what I really was.
This catching up is very nice, but I think we should get off the street as soon as possible.
Barb?
Yes.
You should head back to the station.
But
I know, but we only needed you for an extra pair of hands. Now that Sam and the Ringmaster are here, I think it's better that you stay.
What for?
We need someone looking after the signal in case the Sirens check in. They're probably monitoring it, and they might even come check in on the building.
Well, you will keep in touch.
Of course. Be safe.
My sentiments for you all as well. Be careful.
Thank you, Barb. We'll check back soon. Okay, I think it's clear.
All right, everyone get in here and keep quiet.
Cody, how does it look? Is the equipment intact?
More or less. But there is some bad news.
Oh, no.
What? What is it?
He's gone. Waddles is gone.
The duck cage is empty?
Yes.
Bet dollars to donuts. The Sirens have him. Whatever these ducks are, they're vital to interdimensional travel. The Sirens wouldn't leave one sitting around.
He could have just wandered off.
We should check. Cody, make a thorough search of the house.
Okay.
I'll go with him in case Waddles is terrified somewhere. Oh, poor little
That's
guy.
fine. Just whatever you do it quietly.
Right. Come on.
Sam, help me onto a stool or something, would you?
Of course. There's a stool right here.
Fine. Tough going, walking blind. You really feel the tension in your back.
So the duck is necessary?
For what? Oh, the experiment. Yes, it can't do it without a conduit, and the ducks, or whatever they are a natural conduit.
What if we can't find one?
We're out of luck, or at least out of duck.
That is a terrible pun.
Come on in, Ringmaster. There's room.
Thank you. And I think I have a solution to our problem.
What's that?
The duck problem. Have you thought, Major, that if you cannot find a duck, you may need to lure one to you?
What do you mean?
These ducks, or whatever they are attracted by the rifts in space-time, correct?
Oh, your experience would seem to suggest it, yes?
Then perhaps you can use a rift as bait. Open the rift, and the duck comes to you.
Except you need a duck in order to open a rift, don't you?
Oh, I definitely need one if the rift needs to last more than a few seconds. But Ringmaster is talking about a tiny rift to anywhere. I think I can open one of those without a conduit.
But doesn't opening a rift to anywhere mean it could go, well, anywhere?
All science carries a risk, Sam.
And the current state of affairs is less than ideal.
I know. I guess we wait to see if Abby and Cody can find anything, then get to work.
Right. While we're waiting, there's something else we should talk about.
What?
I have an idea I want to run by you. Call it Plan B. And we need you for this, Ringmaster.
I am all ears, or whatever these things on the side of my head are.
Those aren't ears?
Do not ask.
All right, Cody. What's it say now?
About 75%. That's not enough, is it?
Oh, not for a rift you can travel through, but for our purposes, it should be fine.
And the ducks?
We can only hope.
Well, be nice to the duck when it comes. The poor thing's probably terrified.
How does the device look, Cody?
Not bad. It's actually a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Smart idea using the cell phone.
Not much use for that thing anyway. Are we ready?
Wait, what's going to happen exactly?
Cody is going to open a rift for just a moment or two. If no ducks show up, we'll recharge and try again later.
The charge in this phone should only open a rift for 10 seconds at most.
Are we sure it's safe?
Yeah, safer than opening those big rifts. Kind of a miracle we haven't all been fried by now.
What?
Never mind. Go, Cody.
Powering up. Ready.
Okay. Everyone else should probably stand back.
What? Why?
Safety first.
What about safety for Cody?
It's okay. I'm a scientist.
Everyone back? Okay, Cody, hit it.
Did it open?
Just for a second. We'll need a duck before we can use it for real.
How did the rift look, Cody?
Just like the others. We just didn't have the power to keep it open for very long.
What about Ducky?
We wait.
Well, and if he doesn't come?
Call it a failed experiment. Try again.
Maybe one showed up outside.
Oh, that's an idea. I don't know how these creatures work, so maybe he...
What? What is it?
Don't you all hear that?
What is it?
I'll be damned. The blind do have super hearing.
Major,
Oh, no.
What?
Ships, dozens of them. They're surrounding the house.
Well, what do we do, Sam?
Attention, associates of agents. Remain calm. You will not be harmed. Remain where you are. We will be in shortly to place you under arrest and take you to agent. Any attempt to escape will be counteracted by termination.
Well, Plan A was a must. I suppose it doesn't leave us much choice now.
No, it doesn't.
What are you guys talking about?
He says we're being taken to see Agent JJ.
So?
So, at this point, JJ might be our only hope. And that means an ultrasonic generator and a pair of night vision goggles.
What?
It's okay, I've got them right here.
You don't think we'd do this without a Plan B, do you?
We are the Sirens. Remain where you are.
Everyone listen. We only have a few seconds to explain things, and for this plan to work, we've all got to play our parts perfectly.
Radio Icebox will be back right after this. It can be in the sound of the orchestra preparing, or in the sound of a sculptor working in stone, or even in the sound of laughter from inside a theater. It is the sound of art being created, and for over 3 decades, the sound of art being created has rung loud and clear in northeastern Minnesota. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council has been encouraging local arts development in northeastern Minnesota through grants and services for over 35 years. Every year, they give out more than $500,000 to local artists and arts organizations, and that helps create $40 million in revenue and jobs created. To find out more about our arts programs or how you can get involved, visit aracouncil.org. The Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, where the arts flourish, you thrive.
In here.
Hey, there's no reason to push.
Back off. Leave her alone.
Remain here and be quiet.
Abby, are you okay?
I'm fine. Major?
I'm fine. Cody's got my arm.
All right. What do we do next?
Try and find an escape route.
How? It's pitch black.
Grandpa?
Sorry, son. My hearing's a bit better than it was, but I can't navigate this place.
No one can. No one who's not one of them.
JJ, is that you?
Who's here? I heard Sam.
Right over here.
Major, Cody, I know that was Abby.
Yes.
What about Barb and Dr. Graves?
Barb's at the station. We haven't seen Dr. Graves since...
Okay. I'm glad you're all here. I don't know what you were trying to do, but I'm glad. Glad I got to see you again.
What's going on?
They don't tell me anything, but they brought you here instead of just killing you or blinding you, so that's got to mean something.
They blinded Grandpa.
What? They promised me...
Oh, it's all right, son. I didn't go to the station like you said, and they found me in my lab. I got the eye treatment just like the rest of the town.
Everyone?
Well, there were some stragglers. Some might have made it into the woods like Sam.
Oh.
Well,
what?
Well, we seem to have some extra time, so why don't you tell us what the hell happened?
Abby, please don't
Don't
use this...
what?
Don't... I don't know. This is probably the last time we'll ever see each other, or talk to each other, or anything.
That's why you called us here? To say goodbye?
I didn't call you here. Their instruments detected that tiny rift you opened, and they went and got you. I convinced them to bring you here so you'd comply with their plan.
You expect us to...
No. It was a stall.
What are they going to do with us?
I don't know.
You really think this might be the end?
Let's not think about that right now.
For real, though. This could be it.
Yes, I suppose.
Then explain why you did it.
What?
Why you're here. Why you're the agent, whatever that means. And why you helped them.
I don't have an explanation for that.
Not good enough.
I know.
But what happened?
At least try. You owe us that much.
The Sirens, they made promises. I thought maybe I could control them, make things easier for everyone, especially all of you. I mean, you see them now, big ugly monsters ruling the earth, but then they were just voices. As far as I knew, they were maybe 2 inches tall. I thought maybe I could control things.
But you had to have thought about the risk.
No, he didn't.
What?
I can hear it in his voice. He didn't.
Abby, please.
No. They deserve to know the truth.
What are you talking about?
Tell them.
I don't...
Tell them, JJ. You owe us that much.
When we were together, Abby and I talked about work a lot, and about life a lot. Usually I had no trouble accepting how things had worked out for me. Usually. You were all good friends. The station was interesting work. The town was a good place to live, but there were times at night, mostly, I just couldn't take it.
Couldn't take what?
The fact that I'd wasted my life.
We all have nights like that, JJ. Most of us don't resort to treason.
Most of us never have the opportunity. Besides, it didn't seem like treason at the time.
Oh, really?
I was just supposed to be a mouthpiece, the voice repeating their propaganda. I didn't really think my part would make much of a difference. Their invasion was pretty complete without me.
Their invasion couldn't have happened without you. You put the coordinates into the machine.
Yeah, like I say, no excuse.
But maybe a way to correct things.
How? You were captured.
Oh, we weren't captured.
What?
We weren't captured exactly. For our plan to work, we really needed one of those ducks. And I was fairly sure the Sirens rounded them all up.
And we needed a way to get into the mothership.
You came here on purpose?
Well, it wasn't plan A.
You know, what exactly is your plan for getting out of here?
We wait.
For what?
That.
What is that?
Ringmaster was supposed to commandeer one of their ships. From the sounds of the hubbub out there, he succeeded.
But we can't get out of this ship. We don't know the way.
Actually, I had night vision goggles on the whole time they let us in.
They didn't notice?
They're blind, remember?
Oh yeah.
It won't be hard for us to find our way back. The whole ship is built like spokes in a wheel.
Get us going in the right direction, Abby. Then you have to find out where they're keeping those ducks.
I have an idea already. I think I heard quacking on the way in.
Good.
But the guards...
Yeah, about that.
Halt! Remain where you are.
Grandpa's been playing around with an ultrasonic toothbrush.
It only incapacitates them for a minute. Better get moving.
Abby, lead on. Cody, do you have Grandpa?
Right on his arm.
Okay then. JJ, you coming?
You mean you really...
We don't have time. Are you coming or not?
Yeah!
Is it all here, Cody?
The lab looks intact.
Good. Abby?
I have our little friend.
Put him on the pad right here. Heating up.
How do you plan to do this?
We don't have time to explain it again. The Sirens are only a minute behind.
But a dimension where time moves backwards?
To the best of our knowledge, yes. We go to that dimension, then return to a point before the invasion happened.
But isn't this dangerous?
Staying here is pretty dangerous too, JJ.
Oh no, they shot the rock garden.
Oh, I'm glad I can't see that.
Who's gonna make the jump?
I think Ah!
Oh, Cody?
Oh my God, is he...
Go!
But is he...
Yes!
Oh my God!
You can't help him in this dimension, only in the other. Go back, correct this, and Cody will be... He never...
I understand. What about you, Major?
If you succeed, what happens to me won't matter. Now, open the damn rift, both of you. Jump through. Abby!
Okay, power up and go!
Oh.
Come with me.
What?
Just come with me. You can make this right.
I don't think I can...
Too late.
Whoa. Where are we?
It's basically the same place, only things are different.
Oh, that's weird.
Both of you.
What? How did they get in here?
Major was worried this was going to happen. Hang on to me.
What?
Put your hand on my shoulder and hang on.
What? Wait, do you do? Whoa! What the hell was that?
A little addition Cody built into the device. It speeds up the rewind so we can get where we're going faster. Otherwise, we would have to live through 2 weeks of backwards time.
But that was a siren that came through the rift after us.
Right, but we left him in the past. I mean, the future. You know what I mean.
No, you don't understand. They traveled through a rift. That means they have control of Major's machine now.
Well, all the more reason for us to time travel back and prevent their invasion.
But if they can time travel too...
We don't know that. Maybe that was just some foot soldier that jumped into the rift before it closed. Okay, yeah, they can time travel too. Hold on!
Okay, those are getting more difficult.
We need a plan.
You mean you don't have one?
There were rudiments.
Okay. What were they?
We get back to the point before the Sirens invaded.
Right.
We jump back into our time stream, find you, and stop you from giving the Sirens coordinates to Grandpa.
So the Sirens never come through. You know, that's kind of brilliant. How are you going to stop me?
I don't know. Hit you on the head, probably.
Hey.
We're trying to avoid the invasion of Earth, JJ. It's a small price.
Okay. So, how can you tell when we've gone back far enough?
Every one of those jumps pushes us about 4 days further into the past.
Okay, so where were we?
Where hasn't changed. We're right here in Major's lab. It's when?
This looks too far along. Can you give it another zap on that thing?
We can only do another 1 or 2 of those before it drains the batteries, and we have to have enough power to open the return rift.
Okay, one more then.
Ready? And...
Oh, I'm never going to get used to that.
Hey, look, I think this is it.
I'm here in the lab. Why can't they see us?
Cell resonance. We're functioning in a different dimension, so our resonant frequencies are invisible.
Do you even understand what that means?
Not a clue. The point is, we're in the right place, I think. We just have to wait until you get back out the door and then go find you in the hallway.
Back out the door?
Yeah, time's running backwards. We just have to watch you head out the door and then follow. That's when we'll jump back into our original timeline and confront you.
Okay. Wait, no.
What's wrong?
What about the paradox? What happens if I meet myself in the past?
Did Major say something about that?
Well, he didn't need to. It's a well-known problem with time travel.
In movies, you mean?
And books.
Oh, we don't have time for this. That siren could show up at any moment. We just have to go back.
Wait, I have an idea.
What?
Give me that device.
What?
The doohickey of Cody's. Give it to me.
Why?
You can open the rift. Just make sure I have it in my hand before we step through. Trust me.
Why the hell would I do that?
For the last time. Halt!
There's no time. Do it.
Jump!
Oh, that was close. What the?
JJ, I can explain.
Abby, who is that? And I thought you were down at the station. Never mind. Don't do it. Don't do what? I'm not... You're going to go into the lab and tell Major the coordinates to let the Sirens through. Don't. No, I mean, I would never...
Don't bother. We came from the future. We know everything that's going to happen. Just let us explain.
No.
What?
Don't bother. You won't be able to convince him. Look, I don't know who you think you are, but...
What are you doing?
You two need to...
JJ, you hit yourself.
Get his legs.
What?
Get his legs before the rift closes.
You can't.
We have to. Do it. Hey, what do you guys... Hey! Go!
Where did you send him?
I don't know.
But JJ...
It doesn't matter. He and I couldn't have existed in the same space-time anyway.
Paradox?
That's right.
It's only a theory, and this was our chance to learn more about it.
But it could cause a complete collapse of everything, and besides, he wasn't worth saving.
So, it's done?
I just have to go into Major's lab and tell everyone about the Sirens. Only this time, there won't be any rift opening. I'll convince Major to destroy the machine once and for all.
Oh my god.
What?
What about my paradox? There's another Abby in this timeline. She's at the radio station right now.
I think if you stay away from her, it should be okay. Should be.
How can we...
Actually, I have an idea. So it's really for the best that you don't look for me. I'd rather not tell you many details. Just make sure Major doesn't do any more interdimensional experiments. Sorry I had to leave like this, but it was kind of necessary. My time in Icebox was the best. I mean that. Thank you, and goodbye.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Well, I don't understand.
Neither do I, really. He's gone.
Shouldn't we find him? Shouldn't we look for him?
Well, no. I don't think we should.
Why on earth not?
Something's different now, Barb. Maybe someday we'll look for him. Right now, I don't know. It wouldn't feel right.
Well, I expect my next play to go on as scheduled.
Don't worry. I'm sure that's what JJ had planned.
Are you all right, dear?
I don't know. I haven't felt right since he left.
Well, that's understandable, considering how much you two meant to each other.
It's not that. It's just... I don't know. Hard to describe. I guess I'm just feeling under the weather. You shouldn't have done that, you know.
Done what?
Broken up with me over the phone. With a voicemail yet.
Well, I didn't break up with you. We'd already broken up. I broke up with, the town, I suppose. Besides, what did you want me to do? Introduce you to your past self and hope there wasn't a paradox?
No, I suppose not.
I'm sorry, by the way.
For what?
Taking you away from the only home you've ever known?
Well, it makes sense that I should stay far away from her, and I've always wanted to visit England.
We will shortly be arriving at Faversham.
What was the name of this town again?
It's called Herne Bay, just 2 or 3 stops up the line. Typical seaside village, fish and chips, nice shops, a clock tower.
It sounds nice.
Oh, and there's a radio drama festival there every February.
Suppose if I have to be on the other side of the planet, there are worse places. Do you think we can ever go back, JJ?
I'm not going to worry about that right now.
Okay.
Come in.
Sam, you wanted to see us?
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Is everything okay?
Is it about JJ?
Come in and close the door, both of you.
All right. Sam, we've been on pins and needles ever since you called. Is this about JJ?
No. I don't know any more about that than you do.
He just left?
Apparently.
That does not sound like him.
Agreed, but as far as the law is concerned, there's not a lot I can do. It's unfortunate he didn't give 2 weeks' notice.
It's not that. It's just...
Look, that's not what I called you about.
What then?
Well, I assume you remember the first insane thing to happen this year, the head in the crisper?
Oh, yeah. Do you have an update?
Yes. We couldn't identify the face initially. A lot of the tissue was damaged, and it had been wrapped up in tight plastic for some time. I sent it out to the state forensic lab for testing, and they learned a lot.
Okay.
The head belonged to a woman in her mid-30s, Caucasian, dark blonde, no distinguishing scars of any kind other than pierced ears.
That doesn't really limit the field much, does it?
No, it does not. So, they had their facial reconstruction artist take a look. Those guys study bone structure, genetics, stuff like that, and they usually come up with a pretty accurate sketch of what a dead person looked like. I've seen them work from skull fragments before and come up with...
Sam, is there something you're trying to avoid telling us?
The Bureau. They included the artist's sketch in the report. Now, look at this with an open mind, please.
This can't be right.
So you see it too? Both of you?
Of course we do. How could we miss it?
Okay. Guess I called you in hoping it was only my imagination, but you see the resemblance too.
It's undeniable. The face on the head Mr. Rogers was carrying around is the spitting image of Abby.
This has been Radio Icebox Season 2, Episode 13, The Rewind Contingency, by Jeffrey Adams. Our program starred Ayla McIntosh as Abby, Cody Boyer as Cody, Justin Kapla was the ringmaster, Victoria Olsen played Barb, James Yunt was Sam and the old man at the beginning, Tom Bement played Major Rideau, Jeffrey Adams was JJ, and Caleb Silvers portrayed the Sirens. Direction and post-production by Jeffrey Adams. Many thanks in this episode go out to our friend the great Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com for the following songs: The Descent, Thunderbird, Not As It Seems, Black Vortex, Corruption, and Mechanolith, all licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Hear more great music at Incompetech.com or search for Kevin MacLeod in iTunes. Some sound effects from the Freesound Project at freesound.org. For a complete list of sound effects and music, visit iceboxradio.org/credits. Radio Icebox Season 2 is made possible in part by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Arrowhead Regional Arts Council, thanks to appropriations from the Minnesota State Legislature's General and Arts and Cultural Heritage Funds.